Today, we're digging into a worldview that's been all but forgotten. It's this incredibly practical, ancient science for understanding our health, and in some cases, it was literally buried right under our feet. And what we're going to uncover today, well, it might just change how you see everything.
This whole story really kicks off with this powerful image from psychologist María Islas. Just picture it. In the heart of Mexico City, the actual foundation stones of one culture's sacred temples were torn up and used to build the cathedrals of another. That single image, it perfectly captures what we're talking about today.
So it makes you wonder, right? What really happens when an entire way of knowing, a whole science of being human, gets paved over? What kind of wisdom gets lost in the rubble? Well, we're about to go on a journey to find out.
And our guide on this journey is María Islas. Her story starts with this really profound realization. The modern psychological tools she had spent years learning, they were failing the people she was trying to help.
So what she saw was this incredible clash. You had her formal training in psychoanalysis, all about talking about abstract concepts, and it was just falling totally flat with the troubled young people she worked with. But then, when they'd get together for something ancient, something physical, like a drum circle, boom, this powerful sense of connection and real healing would just happen in a way that talk therapy could never quite touch.
So this huge gap between theory and what actually worked, it sparked this big search for her. And, like a lot of us might do, she first looked outward to other cultures for answers. It took her a while to realize the deepest wisdom was hidden in her own backyard the whole time.
Get this, she traveled all the way to India, studying yoga and meditation, searching for these big ideas like transpersonal psychology. But then she comes back to Mexico and has this massive epiphany. The exact same ideas, this sense of a self that's connected to a much larger whole, they were already there. They'd always been there, right in the traditions of her own ancestors. They just used a totally different language to talk about it.
So what was this framework she rediscovered? Now, this is absolutely crucial. This wasn't about religion or mysticism or anything like that. The way she explains it, it's a practical, observable science of how to live.
Okay, so forget everything you think you know about a word like Quetzalcoatl. It's not some feathered serpent god, it's a science. The science of orientation. It asks the most basic question you can ask. Where am I? Where do I stand in the world? In modern trauma therapy, the very first step is to orient yourself to the room. It's the same exact principle. You have to find your place before you can do anything else.
And this science gets incredibly specific, even mathematical. It says that our health is basically a system of 4 different bodies. And just look at the numbers here. A staggering 52%, more than half of our well-being, comes down to the physical body. It is the absolute undisputed foundation.
Now, to make this super easy to grasp, Maria uses this brilliant modern analogy. Think of yourself as a smartphone. Your physical body, that's the hardware, the device itself. Your electric or mental body, that's the battery. Without power, nothing works. Your chemical or emotional body, that's the software, all your apps and programming. And your bioelectromagnetic body, that's the signal, your connection to the Wi-Fi or the cell network. So, what's missing? The user. That's the fifth element. That's your consciousness. You are not the phone. You are the one using the phone.
And here's where it gets even cooler. This whole worldview isn't just a bunch of ideas you have to memorize. No, it's baked right into the fabric of the language itself. A language that sees the world not as a collection of static labels, but as a series of living, moving images.
Just look at this contrast. In the West, we have the word illness. It's a diagnosis, right? It's a static, abstract label. In the nominal language, the word is kokolisli, and that means to fold in on oneself like a spiral. See the difference? It's not a label, it's a picture of a process. It's an image that actually contains the path to unfolding. One is a dead end, the other is a map.
And this way of seeing things doesn't just stop with us, with people. It recognizes that the whole world around us isn't just a collection of objects for us to use, but a whole web of living, conscious processes.
Our language just reduces things. We say animal, which comes from a Latin word that means without a soul. The Mexica term, yolque, means the ancient place of the heartbeat of life. How beautiful is that? We say plant. They say shuit, which basically translates to growing fire. That's a perfect image of photosynthesis. This language reveals a world that is fundamentally deeply alive.
So the huge takeaway here, and this is a really radical departure from a lot of other spiritual traditions, is this. The goal isn't to escape the body.
It isn't to transcend the physical. The body is the entire point. It's our most precious treasure. It's the primary tool, the very place where our transformation happens. Spiritual work is physical work.
So this journey into the Mexican cosmovision unearths this deep, practical science of being that was almost completely lost. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What foundational knowledge, what other ways of seeing the world might be buried in your own history, in your own roots, just waiting for you to find them?